What is up, Pats Nation? How you guys doing today? So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 3 players that I think could be traded. So with number 1, I have Mike Gillislee. Now, many people got on me because I did not put him in my 3 players that could get cut video, but you need to look at it from a football standpoint. For all of the people in the comments telling me how wrong and stupid I am throughout all my videos, tell me why the Pats would just cut a good running back who has a market, still has a year on his contract, and would result in dead money if we cut him. Just tell me why I would put that kind of player on my cut list. The Pats could easily trade Gillislee to another team, especially with most teams trying to build a good depth at running back. I say that the Patriots could get a 4th to 5th rounder for Gillislee, possibly better depending on who they trade him to. Just because Gillislee did not work out for us doesn't mean that he is a bad running back. It just means that maybe the Pats didn't use him in the ways that he's good at, or maybe he just didn't work out for our system. Not every player works out for every system. Gillislee did very well in Buffalo. He could definitely do well for other teams. In the beginning of this past season, Gillislee was going strong, leading the team with touchdowns, but his role quickly got replaced by every other running back on the team, even Brandon Bolden, and Gillislee went inactive for about half of the season. He truly hasn't showed to be anything new for the Pats and hasn't seemed to be fighting for his spot, so it will come as a huge surprise if the Pats actually keep him, considering he can't even catch. In 2017, Gillislee had 104 carries for 383 yards and 5 touchdowns. Gillislee is not a power back and has proven that. Can't help with the pass game, isn't versatile, so what is the point in having him? Some may say for depth, but the Pats will not pay that kind of money for a guy who is just going to sit on the bench. It does just not make sense whatsoever. There's not much more to say other than if you saw Gillislee play last year, then you know it's best to make a trade. If he does get traded, I could see it happening possibly after preseason, maybe before. That time is generally when players are getting injured or teams are realizing what positions they need help at. With number 2, I have Phillip Dorsett. Now, I know I made a video on how he can take over the role of Brandon Cooks, and I stay by what I said in that video. I completely stand by what I said. And if you listen to what I said in that video, I said multiple times, if he makes the roster, which a lot of people did not catch on to. I don't know how, because I said it multiple times, but I said if Phillip Dorsett makes the roster, he could definitely take over Brandon Cook's spot. Honestly, I could see it going either way. I could see Dorsett making the team, and I could see Dorsett getting traded. I could see Phillip Dorsett staying even more, though, now that Edelman got suspended 4 games. In 2017, Dorsett played 15 games with 18 targets, 12 receptions, 194 yards, playing only 33% of his offensive snaps, which is way less than Brandon Cooks played. So keep that in mind when you are comparing Phillip Dorsett to Brandon Cooks. Phillip Dorsett, again, only got 33% of offensive snaps, while Brandon Cooks got way more than that. Dorsett has 1 year left on his contract, worth $1.3 million and $1.1 million if cut. A lot of people forget that cutting some players will result in dead money, and $1 million in dead money is something that the Pats do not want. Like I mentioned in my other video, I do not think that the market for Dorsett is crazy, but there definitely would be teams interested in him due to his speed. The Pats probably wouldn't get too much out of him like they could for Gillislee because Dorsett has had issues and hasn't necessarily proven himself, but they could definitely get something out of him. Now, Dorsett definitely didn't do much, but I definitely didn't expect that from him whatsoever. And if you expected him to have that kind of production, like a Brandon Cooks type thing, then you definitely need to lower your priorities, considering he came into the team 5 days before the Kansas City opener. Dorsett also said that he feels way more comfortable this season than he did last season. Plus, he has had a whole offseason with the Patriots, which he did not get last year. Dorsett has also been a go-to guy during training camp and could prove to be something for this team if he's not traded. Also, I'm sorry if you heard that. That was my computer because I am reading my script off of that. So if you heard that, just try to let that go. With number 3, I have Ryan Allen. Now, this is by far the biggest push, but it makes a lot of sense. So before you comment at me, listen to this part of the video. Allen had a down year this past year, having 58 punts, averaging 43.4 yards a punt, with 24 of those punts inside the 20. Interesting fact, 43.4 was actually a career low for Ryan Allen. So he's coming off of arguably his worst season. Since 2013, when Allen got the starting job, we will see competition at the punter position with Corey Bojorquez, who I did not know the name of before, but I was corrected multiple times, and that supposedly is how you say his name. But with him coming in, that is adding a lot of competition to the punter position. Usually this kind of thing is just to add depth at the position and see if they can get a better guy than what they already have, which usually doesn't work out. But with Corey, it actually has done the exact opposite, and he has been a standout player during minicamp and OTAs. Reports say that his kicks have actually been booming. Now, he hasn't played a single snap in an NFL game, so we have to see that. But if he does as good as he's been doing in camp, Allen's job could be at stake. Ryan Allen is also coming into the last year of his contract, and with how he's played, the Pats probably will not want to pay him the $1 to $2 million per year for Ryan Allen, especially if they can get Corey for cheap and a good talent. I just don't see why they would pay that kind of money for Allen. Honestly, it's too early to say for sure, but Corey has been a standout in camp, so Ryan will have to come in and show what he's made of. The market for good kickers and punters is always pretty high, so there's definitely teams that would take Ryan Allen. So if the Pats already have another punter, why not just trade Allen and get something good out of him? Well, that's it for today's video, Pats Nation. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments below what you think of the guys I have possibly getting traded, these players being candidates that I think could get traded. And let me know in the comments below what players you think could be traded. That's it for today, though, Pats Nation. I'll catch you guys in another video.